one that think that this season just flew by, I can't even believe we at the end, honey. But what I can say, girl, you noticed that everything I predicted as far as the marriages was exactly how it went down. If you happen to watch my previous recap videos, honey, everybody I said who was gonna get married got married, and everybody who I said was not did not. I am going to do a recap, a review, a reaction for Love is Blind Season 3, Episodes 11. If you like content like so, be sure to subscribe, honey. I'm a whole vibe. The energy is always going to be here. You will not be disappointed. Make sure you thumbs in this video up because we need all the people in them to see this. If you have not had the opportunity to watch my prior episode recap reviews, honey, here you go. Right up here, the playlist. I made it very convenient for you. You're welcome. We're just gonna jump straight into this thing. Episode 11 started with Nat and Bartise because that's how they left our ass high and dry. Episode 10. Remember how they did us? $1 million question was dropped and asked. Nancy said yes, of course, which I had no doubt in my mind, honey. Sis definitely showed me throughout this season that she don't mind settling, and that's very unfortunate. I was on pins and needles waiting to see what Bart was gonna say, and honey, he did not disappoint me. He said exactly what I knew he would say. Remember how he acted when he had a conversation in episode 10? When he was in that bathroom and he started saying, fuck, she's a good girl and all that. We could tell in his tone, all that crying, that, honey, he was about to break her heart. So how was you shocked? How was you surprised? I honestly hated that for Nancy, that she had to be hurt and embarrassed and so forth. But honey, I feel like this was the best thing that could have ever happened to her, because he's just not good for the girl. He's not good for the girl. She has a heart of gold. She's so sweet, so loving, so caring. I just loved everything about Nancy, okay? And Bartise, he just, I don't know, honey. He kind of started rubbing me wrong, and I just couldn't get into him no more. He did homegirl a favor. It was the reaction of Nancy, them mama, them child. You see her brother was upset. He was pissed. He's like, man, what the hell? I already knew this, and they got us here looking crazy. Got my sister done tried my sister. Why we even wasted our time? Like, homeboy was upset. If 0 to 100 was a person, he was it. I love how Nancy really wanted that time alone with Bartise. She kept saying, family, mama them, mom. Calm down, okay, bruh. Back it up. Let me do this right quick. Let me handle this. You know what I'm saying? They really reacted how I would have thought that she would have reacted, but I feel like homegirl probably knew deep down inside. Okay, we ain't gonna talk about that. But they really was upset, honey. At one point, I thought it was gonna be a whole brawl. I know I wasn't the only one thinking that some hands was gonna get thrown. The mama just wanted to give him a piece of her mind, which he damn sure deserved. He then went on to explain why the hell he said no, as if that's gonna make shit better. He basically was saying like the connection that they shared in the past did not increase out in the real world. It didn't increase enough to convince him that she should be Mrs. She should be his Mrs. The brother did not even feel like she should have been talking to him. He just felt like, man, you wasting your time, sis. Just come on. You don't need no explanation for that guy. Bartise went on and asked, like, so what y'all want me to do? What y'all wanted me to do, lie? The brother was not trying to hear any of that shit. Bartise was like, listen, y'all, step the back up, give me 50 feet. Shit, Rona still does exist. And I don't owe none of y'all shh. The only person I need to be talking to right now is Nancy. Nancy continued to defend Bartise. Yes, I felt like she was defending them. Like, okay, y'all, just back off. Give me my space. Give me my time. And of course, I'm sure she was overwhelmed with emotions, embarrassed, disappointed. I mean, so many different things that she was feeling. Now, Nancy is saying that she was blindsided in this whole ordeal. She's like, well, you know, we promised each other that if we got to this point where we was going to say no, that we would inform him. She just felt like he was coming up there with a yes, honey. She had no doubt in her mind. He claims that, girl, he battled with the yes or no. But, honey, that homeboy made his mind up a long time ago. I don't care what nobody say. Remember now in them earlier episodes when he just checked the guy? He started acting different towards her. She was saying that he wasn't embracing her. He was saying that she was needy. After the little abortion thing and after the boyfriend still being, you know, them being business partners. At least that's what he tried to pin it on, child. You know, he tried to, you know, he didn't want to make himself look like the bad guy, so he had to come up with something. I noticed that a lot of these people sometimes after the fact go on and still talk and shit like that, and she had just let his ass know right then and there, like, baby, you done said no, you done had your opportunity. There is no more opportunities. I'm not backtracking. I don't want it, boo. I'm done. It should have been Nancy saying, no, I'm good. The fact that she didn't have that much self-love or self-awareness or self-worth, I just felt like somebody had to do it. So then they jump into the wedding of Alexa and Brennon. Now, y'all know the entire time I was rooting on this couple. I just had so much faith in them. I just knew I knew they was going to get married. In my heart of hearts, I knew. Because out of everybody, they had the less drama. So it starts with Brennon expressing his feelings and kind of going through a recap of when they met in the pods. He made it clear that he loved her. He is in love with her. He will say yes. He still loves her. Now, I'm not going to act like I don't have later concerns for Brennon, especially with that whole contract situation, child. Yeah, that was a bit much for me. And the whole 2 different lifestyles. But I just felt like they could make it work. I don't know, child. Unless them people now is giving mob vibes, okay? They definitely feel like they working with the cartel or something. I just feel like if he don't own up or do what he's supposed to do or he said that he was going to do, abide by that contract, honey, somebody might come up missing. Head might get something to mail. You know how the movies be by them different organizations, child. Sis seemed real happy. She seemed really at peace and just confident. I didn't get no type of negative energies with her. Everything was positive vibe. Alexa say, yeah, I might just break through my Botox. I'm so happy, child. I tickled off that shit. I felt like that could have stood for all their ass, to be honest, because you definitely see a lot of that going on in their face. Neither one of them show an ounce of doubt. Ooh, was I the only one who saw that Alexa was giving body, honey? In that dress, she looked good. Brennon mom just kind of, you know, spoke with him one-on-one and was like, make sure your heart and your head is in the same spot with your decision, boo, and I support you regardless. Even the mama, you heard her, child, she was even confident that Alexa was gonna say yes. How did y'all see how the hell Brennon looked when Alexa came down that aisle, honey? You can tell he really thought sis looked as beautiful as she did. Then the $1 million question, it was asked to Alexa first. Of course, sis went ahead and said, yes, I do. Once I heard her say, yes, I do, I already knew the deal was sealed, honey, because he done told us backstage already that he was gonna say yes for sure. So my predictions was right, and I had no doubt in my mind. Now, I would love to see a update with this couple within a year or a few months or so. Once they get settled and get into the real world, child, and just see how things are going. I just want to see how everything is meshing together. We got to make sure that Brennon's still alive too, honey, that he living up to the contract, child. So they definitely need to do an update. I wouldn't even be surprised that when they update us, that they gonna update and say that their asses is pregnant as well, because baby, remember the granddaddy, he wanted her ass pregnant like last week. Woo, child. So then we get to Zanaab or Zanaab, however you say her name. I'm going to call her Z. Y'all know I always call her Z, and Cole's wedding, child. Their scene also starts off with them reminiscing, going down memory lane, child. They start showing about the pods and how they fell in love. Then they go into the dun moments, child. They start recapping the whole trials and tribulations. And honey, there was plenty to go around when it came to this couple. Z starts saying things like, oh, you know, this relationship is worth fighting for, which I couldn't agree. I don't know, but when Cole said, you know, anything can happen this day, I really had thought that he made up his mind as to not marrying him. She said that she didn't really know what the hell she was gonna say. She still was trying to figure it out, and she probably wouldn't know until she walked down the aisle, seen Cole, you know, looked at him in his eyes, his beautiful eyes, honey. Isn't Cole eyes pretty as hell? Girl, mesmerizing. Cole was talking like she's just this solid chick. She's loyal as hell. And like he really had wanted to marry her. Like he had done made up his decision, child. Wasn't Z so cute? That dress was stunning. Sis looked amazing. Now when she got ready to go out, she started doing all this hyperventilating, honey. Like she was having a panic attack, couldn't hardly breathe. Thought sis was gonna fall out on her way walking down the aisle. That's when I knew what sis was going to say, honey. Sis was gonna give his ass a no. Okay, but she just was freaking out at the fact that she's gonna have to do it in front of all these people. That's what I believe. I seen this reaction. I don't know if you was paying attention, child, but remember I said when it came to Z, you have to read her body language. If you look at her facial expressions and her body language, it will tell you a lot. I kept seeing the head nod, and it wasn't the one like this. It was the hearing it. And I was like, yeah, sister made up her mind. Cole, it ain't looking good for you, partner. So then they break out into this prayer, honey. Because you know, a couple that prays together stays together. They shared their vows, which was cute. In that moment, I ain't gonna lie, they had me fooled. I was feeling like, okay, well, wait a minute, what's going on now? Did I make the wrong prediction? Is they really gonna get married? Then the $1 million question was dropped like a bomb, honey, okay? Whenever they go into this speech, you feel where I'm going, right? Whenever they break out into this speech, because you know they feel like they gotta ease it on them, okay? Like kind of like Adele, okay? Go easy on me, baby. She didn't want to just throw it all on them at once. Does that make sense? So when she started that little speech, I'm like, oh, Cole, you might as well just throw the towel in right now. But honey, was you listening to what the hell Z was saying? Just went up there and did a whole performance. Honey had done rehearsed these lines. I don't give a damn what nobody say. She started talking about, I know I'm not the girl for you, and I know there's a girl out there specifically for you. She wanted it to be her. She tried to manipulate herself into believing that she could be this girl that he wanted. But ultimately, Sus chose her, and she told his ass, I do not. Sus said, I know exactly the type of woman you need, but bruh, it ain't me. It ain't me. It ain't I. It ain't here. Not over here. Just when we thought it couldn't get any worse, honey. Just when we thought we hadn't already been sweating and clutching pearls and realizing that we was real uncomfortable and like, ooh, child, did you see the girl in the blue, how the hell she was looking? Yeah, we was in one of those situations. Honey dropped another bomb, a bigger bomb. Sus started getting shit off her chest that she had been wanting to say for a while now. She said, you disrespected me. You've insulted me. You have critiqued me. Criticized me. You shattered my self-esteem. I hate that you had this kind of effect on me. Love should not hurt like this. I don't know about you, but my reaction was, I knew she was gonna say no, but I ain't know it was gonna be a no like this. Not the damn audience applauding Sus after she walked off from reading Cole his rights. Like, wait a minute, not the standing ovation. The black man, the officiant, he couldn't even make eye contact with Cole. He just kept trying to look around like, honey, I'm gonna look everywhere else, but not into Cole's eyes, honey. Yeah, that was pretty embarrassing, my boy. His boys did have his back. They all rushed up, gave him a hug, saying, you know you ain't that type of dude. What she's saying, that ain't even you. Don't let her make you feel no type of way. But honey, Cole was emotional as fuck. Now, were you expecting him to be as emotional as he was? Because I damn sure did. Not, and I just sat there a little puzzled because I heard the homeboy say, you ain't deserve it like that. You ain't deserve that. You ain't deserve that. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. Were we all watching the same season? Because throughout this whole entire season, this man did pretty much do some foul shit. Okay, he was brutally honest. He did say some embarrassing. She did make her feel less than. I mean, she even said some of these things throughout the season, and they're saying, "Well, wait a minute, that's what she's saying is lies." And I'm just like, okay. Cole was pretty much hurt and crushed more so, not about what she said, but I guess that she said it in front of the whole wide world, his family, friends. Pretty much was in denial. He kept saying that this not the person that I know. She's not as loyal as I thought. She's completely different than what I know her to be. I didn't deserve that. What would make her say these things? Like, Cole just couldn't believe it. Cole must have had amnesia. Like, did he not remember him saying how much he was not physically attracted? That man made it his business to tell everybody that he wasn't physically attracted to homegirl. When they had that sat down dinner, they sat down and ate that night before the wedding, and then they had all that big blow up. He kept stressing that she wasn't being nice, and she was this, and she was that. And apparently this man ain't remember none of the shit that he did. How he was talking to Colleen in the pool, talking about in the real world it would be her. Like, this man clearly had Alzheimer's. He couldn't remember not a damn thing, not based on his reaction. That's what I got. He did not believe that he deserved any of that in front of everybody. Sorry, Cole, I hate to say it, but all that shit you had been saying and doing throughout the season came right back to bite you in your ass. I really loved how Z stood up for herself, because if you don't stand up for yourself, who the hell else will? A man will only do what you allow. She said that she would have lost her dignity, her pride, marrying Cole. And honey, if you know that you will become a person that you don't even recognize anymore, like if somebody not bringing the best out of you, you have to make the decision to either leave if you're in it already, or to not get in it if you can prevent it. I do like that the stepmama went up to Cole and gave him a hug and said it's gonna be okay. And he basically was like, I would never do this to your daughter. I could never, like, this is, I don't know what she's talking about. He even busted out into tears, honey. I wasn't expecting to see the tears. It really made me wonder, was Cole really gonna say yes? The way he acted, how affected he seemed, it just seems like his answer was really gonna be yes. Z said it really hurt her to say these things, but somebody had to do it. So then we moves on to Colleen and Matt, honey. Okay. So again, it starts with Colleen reflecting on the pods and remind us of how many times Matt wanted to run. Okay, like Forrest. Matt started reflecting on his current feelings and all the nerves and the jitters, and he was so confused. Like, I ain't gonna lie though, I was not expecting this particular couple to be as confused as they made themselves seem that they were confused. I just knew they were going to go to the altar and say, yeah, like, this was another couple that I was rooting for. Matt is a cutie, okay? And I didn't see that energy as they were preparing for the wedding. It was more of a, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm so confused. And I'm just like, well, wait a minute. Where is this energy coming from? Friend told his ass, though, bro, I just don't see that you ready for this right now. Matt says he doesn't even have a decision. Maybe he's not ready. Maybe his friend was right. He just don't know. And he probably won't know until he gets to the altar. Colleen friends goes to start saying, child, you know, Matt ain't even really your type, child. What is you doing? Hell, she even admitted. She's like, yeah, he is my type, but then he's not my type, but he's my type. Like, girl, what the hell is you talking about? I kind of feel like Colleen was more concerned about what other people would think more so than her own. Because she was like, girl, my mama would be so mad with me if I say no and all that. But honey, your mama ain't got to deal with the rage. Okay, the 0 to 100 that Matt gives off at times. She ain't even got to deal with that. So you got to do what's best for you. Matt's father gave him some encouraging words and was saying, you know, make sure you're choosing from your heart and not your head. At this point, how they was sounding, honey, I was a little scared. I was like, well, maybe they gonna say no. I was a little convinced. I really, really love how both families are so supportive. Like, they're supportive of their child. It was supportive of the whole situation that they had going on, honey, the shenanigans. They was just very supportive, and I really liked that. Mom said, baby, look, you are the only person who knows this is your forever person. Follow your heart. She started getting a little emotional and everything. Eileen's daddy was like, baby girl, whatever you want to do, you do it, and I got your back. We got your back. I don't know, for at one point in time, I kept watching Colleen and her facial expressions, and it just was giving off that she was going to say no. At some point, she couldn't even hardly make eye contact with Matt. Matt started crying. They shared their advice, child, and then that $1 million question was asked. And it was asked to Colleen first. I noticed how Matt mama wouldn't even look up. She just kept her head down like, honey, I pray to God this girl says yes. She went on to giving her little Academy Award winning speech, honey, and then she backed it up with, I'm 1,000% sure it's a yes. I was like, okay, because girl, you had me scared for a moment. I ain't gonna lie, Matt's facial expression was like, fuck, or like he was a little disappointed. He was holding his head down, and you know, that's when she got a little weird. Like, her energy started being like, oh shit, it seems like he's not gonna say yes. And then he says, I do. I was very accurate this season. The two couples I said would did. So after this wedding, they start reflecting on all the no's, and SK again just, you know, revisited why he did what he had to do. I felt like she wasn't traditional. Even though he kept saying he loved that she was not traditional, I just felt like, you come from a traditional background. Like, nigga, what the hell? Make it make sense, okay? But he put it on because she wasn't interested in relocating with him, and it just wasn't gonna work out with the long distance thing. He's like, all of them go down the whole road of, oh, I love him so much. I love her so much. But Nancy was just like, child, you could tell she was big man. Nancy was just like, you know what? The reasons that he gave was stupid. Okay, it doesn't even make any sense what he's saying. And he's making the biggest mistake of his life. He gonna regret it. Cole, he's still in tears. He don't know if he coming or going. Just depressed, like a little sad puppet child. He just so confused as to how the hell did this girl just blindside me and make me be this horrible person in front of everybody. Z started reflecting on the comments that he made time and time again, honey. She just was like, you know, I just had to do what's best for me because, baby, that wasn't best for me. She actually said that a lot of what he said and that she took heed to made her decision a little bit easier. She also threw out there that she did not like the fact that his family did not even want to meet her. She was just like, you know, if I'm gonna marry into a family or marry someone, I want their family support as well. I want to be able to know who they are and meet them and, you know, have them love me because I know that I'm a lovable person. And I get that 100%, honey, okay? I still don't understand why the hell they would go follow the girl and make judgment, okay, but don't want to meet her in person. They ended the episode with the receptions, everybody having a good time, throwing it up. But did you see how the hell Colleen tried to do the thing where you go like this, you tie the arms, you drink from her cup, he drank from, he's like, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. I'm like, see, there he go. There he go again. I'm just like, I'm a little afraid for her, I ain't going to lie. But I mean, ultimately, it seemed like they had a good time at their receptions. It seemed like everybody was enjoying themselves. They was happy, but we gonna see how long that lasts. I just feel like Matt is a little controlling, and I feel like Colleen is a little, like, kind of like a pushover. So she will tolerate it a little more than others would. Well, honey, we done made it to the end of this recap review. What are y'all thoughts? You know you gotta come down in them comments and talk to me, baby. You know I talk back. Be sure to check out my whole Love is Blind playlist if you have not already watched those other videos. Make sure you thumbs up this video so we can be able to get this out there on the on everybody's home screen. If you made it to the end of this video, be sure to use this emoji. That's how I'm gonna know it's real. I want to thank you very much for taking the time out to watch my video. Until next time, later.